if you are just joining us. Welcome to Cranberry Thunderfunk's DotAcast. I am Cranberry Thunderfunk, and I am most pleased to bring you the Dota 2 Super League. This is a group stage match. It's 2 games between Invictus Gaming and LGD Gaming, the top 2 Chinese teams currently. Now, IG, they've been in a bit of a slump. They didn't do fantastic in the most recent G1 league. Didn't even make it to the top 4, I believe. They lost to LGD Gaming and they lost to Alliance, which were some of the first games that they have lost in really the last year. They've been so dominant. They've been the best team for quite a while. But a quote from Chuan somewhat recently said that their picks just haven't evolved enough. But this is 6.78, I believe. This is May 31st. I'm actually going to check real quick. I have no way of finding out in the game. And I forgot that since this is an older VOD that it might not be. Give me a second while I find out, because this is very important to understand for this game.
LGD's turn to pick.
29th. Yes, this is still 6.77. So the 6.78 changes have not yet gone through, which means that these picks will be a little bit older. But nevertheless, towards the end of 6.77, IG Chuan had stated that they felt their picks had not quite evolved. Or I guess the exact quote was that we'll see how Alliance does. If Alliance's picks are truly better than ours, then they will win out. And Alliance won, which basically indicates that Invictus' strategies have not evolved as much as they need to. So we'll see how they do against LGD. LGD has been performing very strongly. They've had pretty mixed results since the International 2012. They did very well in the International, placing 3rd. And they were actually favored to win overall.
10 seconds remaining.
But, sorry, I have to switch modes here because I thought this was 6.78. Anyway, let's get into the draft and picks. IG, they pick up Shadow Demon, highly favored, particularly in 6.77, not so much in 7.8. I think this will be an interesting case study in seeing how some of the picks compare. Getting their Chen, which they love, and Gyrocopter, which in the past they have not been as comfortable with Gyrocopter. So I'll be curious to see how Zhou does on Gyro. LGD, they get the Nyx Assassin, Clockwork, and Keeper of the Light. Really good anti-push. They have good initiation. And that tri-lane, since it will likely be a Nyx Assassin support, I don't think I've really seen Yao play Nyx Assassin very much, and Yao usually goes mid.
Reserve time.
So LGD, they're still looking for their solo mid, as well as their hard carry. IG, they're also looking for their solo mid, and they need an offlaner, since it's unlikely that they're going to be, in fact, basically 0 chance that they'll be doing aggressive tri-lane since they have a Chen. Chen, not a very good aggressive jungler, unlike Enchantress.
IG's turn to pick.
I like the Brewmaster ban from LGD. I think Brewmaster would have been a very strong mid pickup for IG, and would have provided a lot of team fight, as well as diving power for IG. So I think it's a very wise ban. It's interesting when Brew does and does not get banned. Brewmaster tends to be a very trendy hero. He just kind of comes in and out. Sometimes he's highly valued, and other times he's completely ignored. IG picks up the Beastmaster, so a different master, more of the beast variety. I like that. I like that pickup. I think it's going to be very strong. Beastmaster is a very good mid, and especially with since this is 6.77, Bottle Crow is still quite powerful, and we can expect both solo mids to be making use of that. And Beastmaster is certainly able to make use of the constant mana supply that provides with the wild axes. LGD, they still, in terms of solo mids, they're still in the pool. They're still Queen of Pain. Templar Assassin is in the pool, but I think it's unlikely that they'll pick that up. There's a lot of ways to burn through the refraction charges, and Beastmaster is pretty decent against Templar Assassin. The Roar being such a long-range, reliable disable, Templar Assassin tends to struggle with that. Also, Beastmaster has very high base armor, which makes Templar Assassin's direct harass not quite as strong. Now, the splash from Psyblades goes through armor, so with good positioning, Templar Assassin can still be successful against Beastmaster. And there's a Chaos Knight. And actually, something I hadn't realized, Wisp is still not picked up yet. If LGD goes with the Chaos Knight, they may finish it out with a Wisp.
LGD's turn to pick.
I don't know how they would run their lanes. I mean, they could put Clockwork in the off lane, Chaos Knight, Wisp, as well as Keeper Light in the defensive tri-lane with a Nyx Assassin mid. So they could do that. IG picks up the Bounty Hunter, which I think is that's a good pick. Works very well with Beastmaster, and the LGD does go for the Wisp. IG struggled against Chaos Knight Wisp before. Wisp up to really the end of the G1 or the G1 League, China was not. They didn't favor Wisp very much. They tended to believe that good positioning can basically nullify the Chaos Knight Wisp, and IG has had trouble in dealing with Wisp, as demonstrated in the G1 League. So I'll be very interested to see if they have learned at this point. So going through the lineups. Ferrari 430 will be playing Beastmaster, headed middle. Faith, playing Shadow Demon, will be headed down towards the bot lane to join Zhou on Gyrocopter, forming that sort of tri-lane. It's not quite a tri-lane because it's Chuan playing that Chen. He's very potent Chen player. So there will be support from the Chen in this bottom lane. But it will mostly just be Zhou and Faith handling it on their own. YYF will be playing Bounty Hunter up in the off lane. Bounty Hunter is a good off lane pick. For LGD, DDC will be playing Wisp, Sylar playing Chaos Knight, and DD playing Keeper of the Light, forming this defensive tri-lane. Zhou 8 will be playing... Actually, that's interesting. Zhou 8 normally plays support, but he instead will be playing the mid-roll on that Nyx Assassin, and Yao playing Clockwork in the off lane. So, a little bit of a role switch up from LGD. I don't see Zhou 8 go mid particularly often, so I'll be curious to see how he performs. Yao uses this little trick to keep to pull the wave back a little bit. A very aggressive ward placed from Faith here. They want to know exactly where Yao is, and I think they may also want to keep track of... So some Clockwork players have used the cogs to trap creeps back in this back area. So by keeping the ward here, they'll have instant vision in the event of that happening. So the off-lane situation here is pretty interesting between both teams. YYF has started to do to pull the creep wave. He's going to take a lot of damage for this, though. He's got to be careful. Zhou 8 will not be able to support DD in pursuing YYF, and a nice little impromptu pull here from DD denies the range creep. So YYF will get his 3 creeps, get him really close to level 2, but I don't think that's quite enough experience to get that first level. Yao, meanwhile, he'll do pretty decently in this offlane, because Chen is not the best at ganking Clockwork. Clockwork can pop the cogs and be relatively safe. But the problem for both or the problem for Clockwork is that he really needs a level 2. Bounty Hunter, he can survive regardless because of his invisibility. And that's all he needs to perform in the offlane. Whereas Clockwork, to get his levels in last hits, he's really got to hit level 2 so he can get rockets. This mid matchup, Fury, he's actually tanking a little bit of the tower shots, so he's got to be careful. He should do pretty fine against Zhou 8. Now, this is pre... 430, he's another Impale. But Ferrari will pick up the rune, doesn't even have to Bottle Crow at this point. So this is pre 6.78, so the mana burn multiplier on Nyx Assassin is still 5, and that means it's going to be a problem for Ferrari's mana pool. But if he's Bottle Crowing, or getting the runes, either one, then that won't be so much an issue. And it'll be difficult for Zhou 8 to kill Ferrari. Beastmaster's a tanky hero, and Vendetta is physical damage, so his high base armor will help with that. Smoke popped on Chuan and Faith, and they're headed towards mid. Getting the kill on Nyx Assassin before he hits 6 is very valuable. They're going for Clockwork. Chuan only has 1 creep at this point, since he's level 2. And they can use that to gank, or to tank the tower shots. They've got the ward here, so they know exactly where he is. But I don't know if the two of them are able to take out Clockwork on their own. Ferrari's being very aggressive in mid here. Partially able to do so because of the illusions, which are tanking some of the tower hits. Let's get a look at the last hits here and see. Oh, First Blood! They do get Clockwork up in the bottom lane. Zhou, with 3 levels in Rocket Barrage, does a lot of damage. I didn't know that hits siege creeps. Huh. The more you know. So First Blood going towards IG, getting a lot of damage onto this bottom tier 1. And it's going to make Yao's life really pretty difficult as this goes forward. Oh, there's the disruption. Here's going to be the Rocket Barrage. Can Yao make it out? Nope, there's the net. He's not going to be able to pop the cogs. He does just before he dies, but not able to use them to separate himself away from Gyrocopter. And that's going to be the mid-tier 1 going in favor of IG. I think Yao really should have expected the disruption, because that disruption Rocket Barrage combo is deadly. And Zhou gets the last hit on the tower. So he's going to have a really fantastic start in this game, which will be important as Wisp is level 4. That's a pretty good rate of experience for Wisp, hitting level 4 at 4 minutes. It's important that Wisp gets to level 6 as soon as possible to make the combo effective. And with those 2 kills on Yao, that's going to leave Zhou pretty able to be aggressive and far forward in this lane, particularly as Nyx Assassin has not yet hit 6. Oh, he has just hit 6. He's teleporting back to middle. And Ferrari has also hit 6. I think we can expect rotations from one of these 2 heroes in the near future. And wherever they go, kills really should happen. Chuan's getting close to that level 5. That second creep will be really valuable for getting pushes up onto the mid-tier 1, which will probably be the next tower they go for. YS is doing pretty A-okay, and oh, there's the Dust Pop, Reality Rift Tether. There's the Chaos Bolt. Only 1 second. He pops the salve, but it's not going to save him. IO picks up the last hit with the Spirits. So that's the first kill onto YYF in this offlane. In terms of last hits, oh, okay. I heard the Impale, and I was like, oh, who's Zhou 8 stunning? But just a Chen creep. So YYF has been doing fine up in this offlane. Not as much experience as he would like, But only 1 death compared to Yao's 2, and he's very close to 5. While Yao, he's... Oh! There's another kill.
Dire's middle tower
He picks up
is
Zhou.
under attack.
Zhou gets the gyrocopter. Very valuable kill. So, even as I was saying that Zhou could be aggressive in his placement, there are no sentries here to detect the approach of Zhou. And so, Zhou gives up a kill. That's very unfortunate with that early lead that he had. Oh no, Faith. He's very far forward. 1 impale could end his life. He's trying to cancel the impale. There's the impale, and then the cogs traps him inside there. Disruption will save him for the time being, and now the cooldown's here. Both Yao and Zhou are slowed. Pops the spike carapace. The flat cannon dealing damage from long range, but they just can't quite get in there. Chuan did not have a second creep, and his Hellbear Smasher provides no CC with which to lock down Yao or Zhou 8. So that second kill is going to give Zhou 8 the money he needs for mana boots. Means he's going to be a little more mobile around the map. DDC's halfway towards level 6.
Dire's middle
That relocate
tower
combo
under
is just
attack.
moments away from coming up. YYF is having a little trouble getting his level 6. He's almost there, but I worry a little bit for IG, and that Ferrari has not managed to rotate for a kill yet. They've applied no pressure to this top lane,
Dire's
so
middle tower is under attack.
Chaos Knight has been farming freely. He's only about 10 behind Zhou on Gyrocopter. But Zhou has that 1 death, while Sylar does not. Smoke popped up onto 3. Ferrari's got the roar. They've got disruption, and there are 2 creeps here. Neither of them provide any lockdown, however. So I think they're going to have a little problem here locking anybody down. 2 immediate sentries placed. I don't think that IG has yet spotted the LGD sentry. Now they do. So a little wasted sentry there for LGD. Zhou's picked up a Helmet of the Dominator, and he's acquired a Centaur Conqueror. So that's 1 stun with some attack speed, which I imagine he'll also use to start stacking the Ancients. IG is grouped up as 5 towards top here, and with the Dominated creep, that means they've got a lot of ways to soak up damage. Zhou 8's here. He's got Vendetta. Ferrari, he chops through the trees, immediate shuriken and track onto Zhou 8. He pops the spike carapace, but he goes down before he's able to get the Vendetta off. Zhou, defensive disruption is going to save him for the time being, but it's very low. Drops the spirits from Io. YYF, he's taking a lot of damage. He eats the full Illuminate. Chuan, I don't think there's any way out of this for him. Reality Rift, 1 auto attack, sends him to his grave. A 2 for 2 in that fight, favoring IG because Zhou went down, while Zhou 8 and Yao were the ones to drop for LGD. And that's a kill going towards Chaos Knight. Chen also lost all of his creeps, as well as the Dominated Centaur. So that's pretty unfortunate as well. There's still no stacking of the Ancients going on for IG, which would be really powerful for them to have that to look forward to. So IG was really looking to be aggressive there and just didn't pay off. I think that really spells a little bit of trouble for them as this goes forward. It's going to be a while before Chuan is able to find the creeps that he needs. And actually, Zhou 8's here. He's vendetted up. He's going to find Chuan. I don't think there's anything that Chuan is going to be able to do about this. Easy kill. Sneaks. Chuan yet further delayed in his relevance for this game. I think he's very quickly becoming a liability. Oh, Bounty Hunter. He's actually able to pick up a kill in the jungle combined with the Roar. Okay, so with help from Ferrari.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
picking off the Keeper of the Light, getting some track gold. I guess that's one thing I failed to mention about the last fight for IG was that they had a track on Zhou 8 for that kill. I don't know if they had it for the second kill. There's a hookshot onto Zhou 8 with a relocate. They're coming in. There's a reality rift onto Zhou. He eats a 2-second chaos bolt and he goes down no problem. More overextension, and this is the thing, is that against any other hero that wouldn't be an overextension. He backed off relatively early. And even with getting caught by the hookshot from Yao, Zhou would have been okay. But the relocate is what makes the difference.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And the really great thing is that Wisp and Chaos Knight, they were there for that fight, but they can immediately get Sylar back to farming, which is where he wants to be. At this point, he's got the... Oh, I see what that is. There's a deny. So IG preventing some gold going towards LGD. Not too meaningful, though. So I'm going to test out this smooth drag. Sylar has finished his treads, his drums. He's got 900 gold on top of that. I imagine he'll be going for an armlet next. Smoke up onto 4 by IG. Can IG find a kill here? They may find DDC. Can Ferrari get in range for the roar? They don't want to dive for just a Keeper of the Light. They can, however, go for the Chaos Knight Wisp. The relocate is up now. So that's one form of escape. Yao has his hookshot as well, but there's no vision for LGD in their own jungle. So they don't know exactly where... Well, now they reveal themselves, they're going to take the mid-tier 1, which they should be able to get with no trouble whatsoever. Okay, this is actually... I should make more use of this. This is pretty good.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, there's the hookshot. He traps Zhou again. Although, yeah, he's eating a full rocket barrage. A lot of damage. But DDC, he picks up yet another kill. Shadow Demon goes down. He provides no more presence in this fight. Dust popped onto Zhou 8. Zhao's gotta be careful. YYF goes down. He's not providing any more tracks in this fight. Bad fight for IG, feeding yet 2 more kills. And was Zhou 8... Zhou was actually able to make it out of that fight. Thanks to the God's Hand. Hand of God. Although there's a reality rift onto Zhou. Zhou goes down. Ferrari eats a 2-second Chaos Bolt. Illuminate onto Faith. Disruption will prevent Chaos Knight from making it out. He pops the Phantasm. Is he going to be able to make it out? No, he's not. Finished off with a hit from the tower. Zhou 8, he's dropping very low. The track is up on him. Do they have any other way to finish him off? He's very fast right now, though. Second poison lands, but just not quite enough damage to finish him off. So, although it was a little overly aggressive from Sylar to dive onto Zhou, they still got the kill.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So, not a terrible fight for LGD
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
at the end there. Overall, definitely favoring LGD, especially with Zhou going down. They really need him, Zhou going down. I get Zhou 8 and Zhou confused occasionally. I think things are starting to look a little grim here for IG. With Zhou being so underfarmed, he's got the Helmet of Dominator. He had a very good early start, and his last hits are great, but he's had 4 deaths. And falling behind this Chaos Knight, it's going to mean that this mid-game will be really just non-stop trouble for him. Zhou 8's looking for Chuan in the jungle. They don't know that he's going to find him. If he does, it's another free kill, and Chuan will continue to be a liability. Now, the Hand of God saved Zhou in that last fight. When he got trapped inside the cogs, he was very close to going down, but the heal brought him back up. They finally did start stacking the Ancients, so Zhou is ready to take this on. He's got level 4 flat cannon. LGD sees this is happening, but IG is here as 4. Actually, yeah, he's got an invisibility. I think LGD wants to make this fight happen. Oh man, this is a lot harder to use. Especially because, maybe it's because I'm in borderless window. There's a hook shot onto Zhou. Zhou gets caught inside the cogs once more. Relocate. Immediate roar used on DDC. Faith disrupts himself. He's going to save himself for the time being. But DD finishes him off with the Illuminate. Reality Rift onto 430. 2-second Chaos Bolt should allow him to finish him off with the help from the Phantasms. One last tail attack, and that's 3 kills going the way of LGD. Now, YYF was able to get a Shuriken off, as well as track onto Yao, although Chuan goes down as well. Good lord, this is bad. This is really bad for IG.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So I thought IG was prepared for that fight, but I don't think they were expecting the invisible clockwork, and his hookshot and cogs over and over again have been a just constant problem for zhou. Placing him and isolating him in very poor positions in these fights, and there's just nothing he can do about it. There's no chance of a 4-staff coming up soon for IG, and that's really what they need to deal with the cogs. Most of the stack still remains, so that's probably the one thing that they still got going for them. If they can get the farm they need up on zhou, and if he can finish his BKB, that will help a lot against the isolation from Clockwork. Clockwork deals so much damage to the battery assault. IG continues to be grouped up. They spent a lot of time grouped up this game. There's an Impale and Mana Burn onto zhou, but nothing more will come of that. So all this time, IG is forced to spend grouped up because of the relocate. Meanwhile, Sylar continues to farm. The XP advantage is now getting very significant. Almost to 6,000 at 19 minutes into the game. Gold lead, there basically is none because LGD has not yet managed to take a tower. But I don't think it will be long, or they've got the top tier one. So there is only a 1 tower advantage in favor of IG. But that's okay for LGD. They don't need to push towers to gain an advantage in this game. All they have to do is keep getting kills. Vendetta's used on Zhou 8, and he's got a haste rune. YYF has to be careful. He pops out of stealth. There's a blink on Zhou 8, allowing him to get right in there. Reality Rift, Chaos Bolt. Doesn't even have to use the Chaos Bolt. 1 crit finishes him off. That's another kill going towards Sylar. Ferrari's here. He wants to use the roar, but I don't know who they can go on. Actually, it looks like Sylar's going for a BKB first, not an armlet. Opting for survivability, which, very reasonable choice. I have to say, I think the Chen pick is probably not paying off the most in this game. Against a Keeper of the Light, Chen creeps are a lot less useful. Normally, I think IG would like to be pushing down towers at this point. They would really like to be aggressive. And this lineup they have is very classic IG. They love Bounty Hunter. And they tend to play him very well. But because Chen has been made a lot less relevant because of the ganks from Zhou 8, and due to just the general vulnerability, there's so many ways for LGD to initiate in these fights. There's been some really fantastic hook shots from Yao all game, and that makes pushing just a very risky affair. There's no particular position that IG can be in to prevent a strong initiation from LGD. LGD takes the bot tier 1. IG recognizes that there's no way they can challenge that. And it's not a particularly important tower for IG. Chuan is getting closer to his mech. That will be very useful. Provide a lot of sustainability in these fights that IG desperately needs. Zhou 8 is level 12 right now, and that level 2 Vendetta. Vendetta scales quite nicely, reducing in cooldown, all of the stats on it getting much better.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It means he's a constant danger for IG. There's so many reasons that IG just can't get caught out. And I think that it's going to continue. Yeah, the XP difference is becoming quite drastic. 7,500 at 22 minutes in the game. And that's not going to change for IG in the near future. The last of the tier 1s on the side of IG go down. It's going to give, particularly that mid tier 1 matters quite a lot. That's going to allow zhou a lot of mobility into IG's jungle. DD's got to be a little bit careful here. Though IG, they don't have any forms of quick initiation. Yao's got his hook shot up,
Radiant structures are
but there's no vision of this side of the fence on IG. IG wants to defend this bottom tier 2. This tower is important. It's necessary for their safety in farming the jungle. Yeah, honestly, there we go. I was about to say, Sylar doesn't have to be down here. All he needs is Wisp. It's kind of like having a Spectre haunt. He can be wherever he wants to be on the map. And continue widening this worsening XP advantage for LGD. Looks like Yao's going for a Vanguard. He's got a Vitality booster and shield. It's an okay pickup. And there's not a huge amount of physical damage coming from IG. I don't know if Vanguard procs on Flat Cannon. If it does, then I guess that makes it a little more useful. Regardless, it does make him a lot tankier in his initiation. And they do need him to be hookshotting in over and over again. Vendetta popped on zhou 8, but he does find zhou. There's a relocate. Hookshot. This is an easy kill, and the biggest hope of IG goes down once more. Oh no, I got a crash for unknown reasons. I guess I'll... man. Yeah, I'm already running. Why did it crash? I'll get back in the game here in just a second. Here tonight. Okay, and a little bit more. Okay. So zhou goes down once more. That puts him at 6 deaths this game. He has the most deaths on his team, and that's the opposite of how it should be. Blink in on zhou 8, or from zhou 8. Nice defensive disruption will save Faith for the time being, but the tether keeps him in place, followed by the Chaos Bolt. No chance of him making it out of that.
Radiant's top
2 kills in short order for LGD. LGD is putting this Chaos Knight Wisp to great use. And Sylar, he's finished his BKB and he's sitting on 3,000 gold
Radiant's top
after that tower kill.
has fallen.
He's looking real fine. Chuan does have that mech up, but the way these fights have been going, I don't think it's going to make the difference. I mean, IG is not able to team fight. This is the problem with the lineup they have, is that the problem. Another thing I need to work on saying. They wanted to group up and fight. And that's really what they had to do. But now at this point, they can't win a 5 versus 5 fight. They're forced to turn into a farming situation, although YYF eats the Reality Rift. The call down does hit on 3, but YYF is still taking all this damage. Hand of God will keep him alive for a little bit longer, but a crit, and saved by Chuan. The really nice Test of Faith keeps him out. Yao, he hookshots in onto Faith, traps him inside the cogs. Faith is alive for the time being. Reality Rift onto YYF makes sure that, I can't believe that YYF lived as long as he did. And DDC picks off the Shadow Fiend with the spirits. This is
Radiant's middle
yet more
tower
kills
is
going the
under
way of
attack.
LGD. Ferrari does pick up his Aghanim Scepter, but I don't think that's going to be... That's not enough. They're just... Any of the ways that LGD brings themselves into these fights,
Radiant's middle
IG just
tower
can't handle
has
it. There's
fallen.
too much of an XP advantage. It's now over 10,000 in favor of LGD, and the gold is now going the same way with the rapid destruction of all of these towers. And that will also mean that LGD can look towards the Roche. They've been able to do that for a while, but I think wisely recognizing that keeping the pressure up is more valuable, because they really don't want to let Zhou get the farm that he wants. And same thing with Ferrari. That Aghanim Scepter is a great pickup. It's very good versus Chaos Knight and Wisp. Also allows his positioning... more options in his positioning, I guess you could say. So,
Radiant's bottom tower
LG's
is
looking
under
towards this
attack.
bottom tier 2, which is quite low in health. IG, they would love to get this Ancient stack, but it's just so dangerous. Zhou, he's popped Vendetta, and he's got a, or he had a DD, it's faded now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But LGD is aware of this, and they, IG really can't...
Radiant's bottom tower has
Oh, there's a
fallen.
hook shot. Onto Zhou once more. Zhou goes down for the 7th time this game. Easy, easy kills. And IG, they were headed straight towards bottom. They'd smoked up and they wanted to make something happen. DDC comes back, and this should be an easy kill for IG. So they get something out of it, but not a lot.
There it goes.
Killing Wisp at this point, not too meaningful. It's unfortunate that that's all that IG is able to get. YYF is pretty underfarmed at this point. He has not yet hit level 11. Also, interesting visual glitch as a result of the XP changes, it seems like. They reduced the amount of XP required to get to level 11, and so now, if you're level 10, it's... yeah, it's going all the way over there. That's kind of funny. So LGD is taking the Roche. I don't think that there's anything that IG can do about this, but they may look to challenge it, because they don't have a lot of choice. There's a roar onto Zhou 8, but there's no follow-up. Sylar, he's popped his BKB, instantly takes Shadow Demon out of the fight. Ferrari, ooh, melting to the damage from Phantasm.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
There's a hook onto YYF. YYF is trapped inside the cogs with Yao, and I don't think there's any way out of this for him. Eats the Impale, Spirit's dealing a lot of damage, and
Radiant's top tower
IO
is
finishes
under
off
attack.
YYF, and that's a 5 for 1, and what will soon be the end of Roche, as well as all of Chuan's creeps for what must be the third or fourth time this game, losing all of his creeps. Buyback from Chuan. I'm not sure what he intends to do with this time. Well, 9 to 25 at 29 minutes in. LGD looks unstoppable, and I really think that's the truth of it. All of these hook shots onto Zhou over and over again have made him irrelevant. He has managed to finish his BKB despite all of this, but there is no significant damage source on the side of IG right now, and they built a lineup that needed to find kills a lot sooner than this. Their mid game could have been very deadly, but their late game, it's really all in gyrocopter. IG, their strategy for most of this last year has not been a late game sort of play. They like to win in the mid game, and this is very, very reminiscent of that. And while LGD doesn't necessarily have an amazing late game lineup outside of Chaos Knight, if everybody has farm, then it doesn't really matter. And there's a Blink and Dagon. There's a Dagon picked up on zhou just a minute ago. There's a Heart now on Sylar combined with a Hyperstone. There's also a Vitality Booster on DDC. So even Wisp is fairly tanky. Yao looks to be going towards an AC because he's got the Plate Mail. Could also be a Shiva's. Either one will be a great option. And there are no items up on the side of IG. YYF has picked up an Ogre Club looking towards that BKB, which I think that's the only item choice he can go for right now. There's just too much magic damage. Disruption onto Sylar. He's been tracked, but he has this Aegis.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yao's waiting for the hook shot. Would love to find Zhou yet again.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And LGD can siege the base as long as they want here. No problem. Actually, BKB picked up on DD. Oh, zhou blinks in. Faith is going to go down. No trouble. The call down is going on to 5. Zhou dropping very low. He pops the Spike Carapace, but he does still go down to the Flat Cannon. Immediate buyback from zhou.
Radiant's middle tower.
But it looks like the base is broken. LGD will pick up this tier 3
Radiant structure.
quite soon. Fortify is popped, delaying a little bit, which that's most important for these Phantasm Illusions, which don't have a lot of duration left.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
But that shouldn't stop LGD from taking these racks. Oh, YYF. It's the Impale and the Reality Rift. Absolutely pops. It's a buyback. I feel like IG's in a bit of denial here. Zhou gets Reality Rift, 3-second Chaos Bolt, drops instantly. YYF wants to finish off DDC, but DDC is really tanky. He's got that mech, and YYF is trapped inside the cogs. IG calls the GG. And honestly, I think it's been GG for probably about 5 to 10 minutes. Well played by LGD. They put the Chaos Knight Wisp to great use.
Middle barracks
IG, I believe this was a problem of drafting
has fallen.
as well as IG, but I think their draft really depended on getting a mid-game advantage, and they had no backup plan. YYF did not get enough experience in the offlane to have the impact that to make the ganks happen that they really needed.
Radiant Dire victory.
And the hook shots, really the hook shots onto Zhou over and over again, keeping that gyrocopter down was probably the most important contributing factor of LGD's victory here.